Hey there, I believe we are now live, and I'm going to be optimistically cautious here because right now I'll kind of show you the setup of what I've got here for those that are curious. I'm here in my office. If you saw the details of the description of this live video up above, there's a couple of boxes that I've received that I have not yet opened. And we're going to see together in real time exactly what's inside of these. And let's see if this works. Yes, we've got camera 2. Hi there, people off to the side in the orchestra right seats. The backstory behind this would be that through the ClickFunnels software company, it's a web building platform, which my story with this one's kind of interesting. For those that may be familiar with Russell Brunson as well as the ClickFunnels software, I actually had forgotten something, and I maybe shouldn't kick off this live broadcast with this story, but it was that 2016 or 2017 is when I first signed on to use that software. And let's fast forward the story. It's like 2021, and I'm at an event, and there's Russell on stage, and he's telling the story of a time that their whole platform went down, and he was on an airplane from the UK back over here to the US, and because of that, he couldn't do anything about it. And they had a ton of complaints. That was the original week that I signed up for that software. Yeah. So it was a couple of years before I then went back to it, which actually 2020, because we were rebuilding some of the main websites within my businesses, it made sense to sign on to that. Let's put the sales on a third-party platform. This way is we're like, mucking up the websites. We can still have the sales running through, let me not nerd out too much here, on what's called a subdomain, which is like this.website.com. So that was the setup. And originally it was meant to be something temporary. Yet then it came around to, oh, wait, as much as I have a team of people to run the different elements of what I do, people who do websites, people who do design. Oh, wait, here's something that I can launch stuff on my own really quickly. Here's something that even nowadays, one of the proud points of a company that I now run called AttractPreSoldClients. You can check out the details at, I think we actually have a link for this. Is it there? Yeah, AttractPreSoldClients.com. There's a newsletter that I do on a daily basis that goes out with helpful strategies for your business. Head to that page, and that's where you can get on to that list. I love this. Richard Cole. Oh, you should get a foot pedal for camera 2. I know what to get you for the next award. Richard, the foot pedal, I had to bring in a folding table because if I set this up off of my desk, I'd be too close to the camera. So I had to bring in the folding table, which means I do have the foot pedal, but the cable wouldn't reach. Yay, wireless Bluetooth there. So good to have you here with us in real time here, Richard. So yeah, it came around to this was so much easier. And I then also discovered that in addition to being a software company, it was a phenomenal educational company. And part of my backstory is that strategery is a favorite word. It was Will Ferrell when he would do the character of, back in the day, George W. Bush. How do you sum up your campaign? Strategery. And we love that word in our world. And I bring that up because as I saw that here's what I was doing specifically as a hypnotist, working with clients one-to-one, seeing that the application of growing the business came rather easy and straightforward to me, and getting tired of seeing too many people struggle and being stuck within their own stories as to this external blame game of, oh yeah, but that doesn't work. Oh, but that doesn't work. Instead, looking at it from the mindset of, well, how do I make it work better is kind of where I started to then teach what I do. And it's where there's a resume point that I've been sharing in recent years, which is the number 3, that there's 3 separate things that I've done over the years that all 3 of which collected over time generated more than $1 million of revenue each. And again, 3 separate things collected over time. And I think more so than watching the fun of, let's see Jason open up these boxes and, oh, there's the anxiety spike, because a lot of people spell my name wrong. Luckily, Scott Sandlin says, congrats, dude, because he forgot my name. Scott, do this with Lincoln. Hey, buddy. Hey, dude, do you know why I call you that? Why? Because I forgot your name. Parenting 101. So, yeah, the task of these three separate things. Now, here's the statement that I feel a lot of you need to hear, and then we'll go to the boxes. It would be that all three of these things I have renamed over the years, repackaged as new things, and then kind of gifted them to the people who were already inside of some of them. Completely took one at the peak of its strongest running of the business and shut it down to then force myself to do it in an entirely brand new way. And this isn't because I'm finicky and I'm picky and I can't make up my mind. No, it's because there's two things that all of you need in your businesses more than anything else. What you need, first of all, is feedback. Too often people are operating in a echo chamber and trying to just guess. And I'm curious, for those of you that are here with me live right now, have you ever put something out and, like, fingers crossed, you spent all sorts of time, energy, maybe even money to put something out, and then by the time it went out, it just didn't work? And there's a classic book, I think it's called Acres of Diamonds, and the metaphor would be the person's mining, looking for gold, and they don't find it and they give up, and like only a few inches away if they kept digging acres of diamonds. Any criticism that ever pops up of the stuff that I do online, I've said a lot worse for myself. And it's this self-criticism to go, how do we tweak this? How do we tweak this? So the one that came last year was specifically, well, actually, let me start to open up here and let's tell the story in real time. Hopefully, law of attraction and all things positivity. Let's hope that I don't slice myself wide open as I grab the sharpest blade that we had to do this in real time here. That's right. Anyone warning me on the fact of I am now slicing the blade toward myself? That's welcome to Safety Tips with Jason Lynette. Working slicier, not harder. Oh, here we go. Oh boy. Packing peanuts. All right, here we go. And, okay, good. I did guess correctly. True story. The Funnel Hacking Live Conference, where I officially take the photo showing that I won these, is in about 3.5 weeks from now. Yeah, Safety Tips with Jason Lynette. Oh, wait, I need my trackpad so I can feature comments in real time. Hey, Will, good to have you here. Love your course, Jason. Thank you, Will. And Facebook user, Safety Tips, which we are simulcasting right now to, like, I think 12 different locations. I'm just impressed that this is still going out live. But yeah, the backstory was that one came about, which this is a different thing over there from a different organization. I saw that pop up there too. But yeah, last year I really got into my head because as a result of winning that one, I qualified to then join a mastermind that's called Inner Circle. It's put on by the educational arm of the ClickFunnels company. And again, none of this is for, am I really standing here with 3 $1 million rewards and about to say, this is not for bragging rights. Okay, this is for a little bit of bragging rights. No, it came around to getting the invite into that mastermind group. And then I got really self-conscious because they never shipped that. Then I found out after you win the award, there's a first application you have to fill out to prove you got it. Then there's a second application you have to fill out to verify the shipping details. I never filled out the second form. So that one came late. So you can imagine why, as these came through, I filled it out as fast as I possibly could and was appropriately shocked and delighted to find out, there we go, it's spelled right, to find out that they arrived. I don't know if they arrived early. I guess this is, say, arriving on time. By the way, the best problems in life you could ever create are the ones you invent yourself. This is one of my favorite themes of, quality problems. Classic Buddhist philosophy that when you become successful, it's not that your problems go away, it's that sometimes your problems become more interesting. For those that are curious of the technical setup here, normally I'm camera 1. Hi there, camera 2 off to the side. And this room, I completely renovated when we moved down to Florida, where the 5 different lights in the ceiling are on different channels for controlling the lights and then supplementing with extra lights. If my desk is up in the air like this, actually, no, you're seeing a little bit of it. Don't you hate that when your lights are reflecting off of your awards in the background? I was like, oh, that sucks. And then I qualified for these too, and it became, we've got some reconfiguration to do. Here we go. Let me tell the story of that one first. There's a problem that a lot of people, specifically in the hypnosis profession, run into. Really, anybody in a coaching, consulting space, which is where you end up having a lot of conversations with people, and I'll phrase it in the most positive way that I can, who are not yet qualified to have that conversation. Set aside ability to spend the money, but more, where are they on the emotional journey of knowing the value of what you do, understanding what you do, and truly then being qualified to actually be put in a decision point to then make a choice. So think about the number of businesses out there that are, call this number to book your appointment, call this number to buy this thing, and like, what happens? So it's specifically a sequence that I put together for, and I'm really happy with the second box we're about to open here, because that was for the mechanism of training something that I shouldn't have to point out as being a unique thing. It would be the fact that I've actually used the stuff that I teach. There's too many people out there who are like creating stuff for the sake of just selling it. So that was specifically for Work Smart Hypnosis, which is my hypnosis training company. And it was bringing people into a training. By the way, listen to this carefully. For those of you out there who have commented sometimes when you see me popping up and selling something for $27, and they say, Jason, you're cheapening what you do. Stop that. People won't take you seriously. That was from a $27 sale. There were a bunch of them. And then, more importantly, the philosophy of funnels is here's what happens on the next page. Here's the people coming into the first step, buying at 27. Then the next step is you've got everything you need to do this one specific thing. And if you want more help, here's this bigger system. And that's still running to this day. They won't let you get the award multiple times for the same funnel. So these are 3 separate web page funnels. That's the Work Smart Hypnosis story. There we go. Is it going to show up without the lighting? There we go. Jason Linett, Attract Pre-Sold Clients. So story behind Attract Pre-Sold Clients is that, look at that. Are you seeing the computer setup? Yeah, now you're seeing the lighting. If I bring it closer, I'll find the spot. This is where, fun fact I learned, when you see the photos of people getting these things, they use one stock award, or they have a bundle of them, because like I'll get the 2 photo this year. But the one that they take photos with, there's no glass. Can you see why? Apparently there was a lot of photo retouching the first year that they did these. We run a free online community called Attract Pre-Sold Clients. This is actually broadcasting to that group right now. We're also broadcasting it everywhere else I possibly could manage. And the link to go check out the hub of that business, AttractPreSoldClients.com. There it is on the screen. But this was specifically through bringing people into a sequence where they get a free invite into my community, where we do free weekly training specifically on ethical sales persuasion and business sales strategies for influence. All communication is influential. All communication is persuasive. And if that's going to be happening no matter what, you might as well do it effectively. There we go. I'll set this one down for right now because, check the box to see if there's anything else inside. No. And because of the hurricane that only lightly grazed Orlando, they delayed our trash day till tomorrow. So, yay. I'll throw out the styrofoam peanuts because that's just what you have to do. We'll recycle the box. You're welcome. All right, let me check in with the chat here. Oh, cool. I'm assuming this look at that beauty was for me. Thank you. We've got Sarah, who's here. Oh, Sarah, awesome to have you here. That's a whole lot of all caps. from Casey, and then Michelle, thank you. And then Stephanie's here. Woohoo, yeah, we're going international right now. Let's dive into the second box, which I didn't know which one was going to be in which one. And if I had known, I would have opened that one first because there's an asterisk with this one. Side note too, I said this about they won't give it the award over and over for the same sequence. However, when you've, put $10 million of business through one, then you get the 2, X. That might be the right number. I'll have to look it up. So I'm going to open this one up now. Welcome to, again, Safety Tips with Jason Linett. Here we go. And get this one going. And I think we got that. You're right, Richard. So much easier with the foot pedal, but the cable won't reach. That one's not wireless. So here we go. We'll dive into this one now. You won't want to bet if I'm just going to do the thing where I give up and take the glass off of all of them, because again, look at that. I can never point to the right place. There it is. Yeah. All right. There we go. So let me check it first. Yes. Okay. There's a thing that I did, and this is why there's 2 this year. It doesn't have to be done, and this is maybe what I'm about to say kind of takes some of the oh wow out of some of this, but still, I'm going to give it an oh wow because I didn't expect 2 this year. It was that it doesn't have to happen in a span of 1 year. So the Attract one happened, I believe we did that one in a matter of 9 months. The Work Smart one, that one happened, if I remember, in a span of like 16 months. This is the official posthumous 2 Club award. And the backstory is that in November of 2009, I opened up a business in Virginia, where I used to live, called Virginia Hypnosis, where I saw thousands of clients one-to-one for personal change, whether it's overcoming a fear, changing habits or eliminating unwanted habits, dealing with anxiety issues and personal confidence. And that's kind of the thing that launched everything that I now do, which is a little strategy to point out. Again, there's 3 separate things that I do, and I've now got the documented proof of the 3, which is damn awesome. Yet last year, no, 2 years ago, what year is it? Yeah. In March of 2021, the whole world stopped in March of 2020. I was mostly online back even as early as really 2018. And so a good friend of mine, John Cook, which I think he might be here, I heard him one time say, do not take advantage of people, but do take advantage of an opportunity. And it's the person who was already doing most of what I was doing online. Michelle and I, my wife, looked around and went, we don't have to be in Virginia anymore. What about the sets of grandparents for our kids? We'll inspire them to both eventually move down with us. So now my parents are down the road in Kissimmee. Her parents are down the road in Kissimmee. We did the opposite. Usually it's apparently the grandparents move down and then the younger generation follows. We came first. Cost of living down here. Wow. So I did put a note in here because, get this, the teaching of the system to pre-qualify your clients, the training of the system, that's what got that award. So that's the, hey, I was successful with my business, and let me show you how I did it. Let me invite you to check out this one simple training for 27. Hey, if you want more of that, here's the full system of the business for specifically hypnotists on the Work Smart Hypnosis Company. This origin of this one is, anyone catch the fact that I'm wearing pajama shorts? Yeah, I work from home, damn it. This one is the origin that I used to do only one-to-one consulting. And some of you saw this. We got a bunch of feedback on this post online. Let me try to get the lights off of this. That amateur changes their act, professional changes their audience. You can scale a business with technology or people or both. And what used to be dependent upon me as a one-to-one service. It was where seeing clients, I haven't showed you this one yet on purpose, seeing clients, it came around to the only way to keep growing that business which I still see clients, not as many as I used to. Yet it's the seeing of clients. Either it have to be hire staff, which I did at one point, and I'll mention why I stopped that also here in a moment too. And then I could have added more time. I didn't want to do that. I could have just kept raising the prices, which they were already relatively high. And one of my bigger epiphanies over the years is it takes the same effort to sell one thing as it does anything else. And it's that as the world stopped a couple of years ago, it was the opportunity to go, if this thing had to stop, what is it that I could level up? And hey, let's get pet peeve. Let's go to the side camera for this story. I have a personal thing that really just annoys me when people on videos like this go, hey, let me get vulnerable with you all for a couple of minutes. Which if you had to say that, no, you didn't. But hey, let's get vulnerable for a few moments. Yeah, I just went there. No, it's that there's a moment where I had someone, as we were prepping for this move, and clearly I was ramping up the educational arm of what I did. Oh, but Jason doesn't do it. He can't actually walk the walk, can't actually do it. To which there's people who have went to what was that office in Virginia and saw the volume of what I was doing there, moments where I had additional staff. And I kind of looked and went, I could keep building that up, and that's local. And instead, here's something that can move out to a larger, more global audience. Yeah, James is here. Look at that. Boom. Good to have you here. Curtis, good to have you here. Facebook user. That is now legally binding as your name. So as we moved, it was the moment where someone was, and I kind of shut down a little bit on this one. It hit me. And I'm going into my dark sense of humor now and making the judgment as to whether or not I even hint who it was that was saying some rather incredibly rude things and criticizing me. And what it turned around to, though, was, no, wait a minute. He's right. I am turning down the local business side, the working with clients one-to-one, because scaling is not just about money. Though the world is an expensive place to live and money does make things easier. Scaling is also about impact. And it's where the real catchphrase of the AttractPreSold, oh, I've got props now. The I'm going to get a gold chain and just wear it around Flavor Flav style. No, the sort of saying of the influence company, Influence for Premium Sales, well, now it's AttractPreSoldClients. That's a fun story too. Well, the sort of saying of that is influence leads to impact. And it's that impact that leads to income. So here's a moment where someone was publicly shaming and criticizing me, and I was taking it on rather strongly for a brief moment. And then it turned to you know what? They're right. Thank you. Because as I then pivoted my focus to the one-to-many, that's what gave me the ability to have many people out there making use of the stuff that I figured out the hard way, the stuff that I took. I don't have any, thoughts of, oh, I shouldn't have done this, I shouldn't have done that. The only regret I can get into the business stuff is if I had done this thing sooner, if I had not been proud of I'm doing it this way and then realize, oh, that was stupid and do it this way instead. So that was for the training of the actual system that made that local business in Virginia work. And it's interesting, again, when the moment you put yourself out to the world, in the words of the wise philosopher Taylor Swift, haters gonna hate, the moment you put yourself out to the world, the trolls will crawl out from under the bridge and share their opinions. Yet in most cases, those are those people who are more terrified to do the thing that you've been meaning to do or you just did. And stop living life in fear out of the concerns or judgments of people who are actually more terrified than you thought you were previously. So this one is actually for Virginia hypnosis. However, I'm in Orlando, Florida, and I closed that business down. There still is a Virginia hypnosis website. It says that I'm in Orlando. The page mentions all services are done online, and it's transparent that I'm not there. we just recently, if some of you caught the story, I had bought the building that my office was so we could renovate it. And then we just recently sold it. And 1 million, 2 million, 3 million. Now let's reveal. I only lost $12,000 in the sale of that office. I was expecting it to be much worse. So I did ask them, and they did it. Yay! Because someone else eventually may open up a Virginia hypnosis company in Virginia. And the parent company of that, there we go, there's the third reveal. Can we get it without the lights? No, maybe. There we go, Jason Lynette Group LLC. There we go, got it there. So that was the adjustment to go, well, that's actually for the Virginia Hypnosis Company, which, here's the sequence. The thing that I was doing was the thing that eventually I taught. Now, a little bit of what you have to show and tell to prove to qualify for one of these awards is, was that the starting point, and then what was the purchase journey afterwards? So this one, Andrew, you know you're getting featured in real time. Oh, first, Cody. Amen, brother. Thank you. Amanda, good to have you here. Watching your journey and super inspiring and real. Andrew, for the amount of good that office provided 12,000. That was, let's not make this the story of a brief, not marital conflict, but just a moment where I am married to a real estate agent. And she's like, you could have negotiated for more. You could have gone up. I'm like, for what that office did over the years, I'm okay with it. You know, it could have been worse. And we did counter the first offer, and it's an amazing group of therapists who are now renting that space. And the brick wall, for those of you that saw it, is still there. But yeah, I did make the call to go, let's get this one to say Jason Lynette Group LLC, just because, again, down the road, you can't own the rights to something that's named as straightforward as Virginia Hypnosis. I do have a trademark on Work Smart Hypnosis and AttractPreSoldClients, and I will show up at your house if you're using Jason Lynette. Okay, now that got weird. So there we go. Let me clear away the boxes, which I am just so pleased that the internet has remained. These actually came in the day of the hurricane, and they've been sitting back here ugly for a couple of days now because I was waiting to film this, also because out of the fear, we did a live stream the other day. Sarah, I know where you live. And I can feature, Sarah and I went to high school together. Granted, I was the senior outgoing when she was sophomore coming in. And I'm going to eventually stop referring to you as we went to high school together. But challenge accepted. Call me Jason Lynette. Hey, I put it on the screen that it said your name was Sarah. So that's now legally binding and official. I opened up some loops of other stories. I know that's the style. It's where, what was it? This is not meant to be it's when you know your audience and also your niche, your specialty, your niche within your business. It isn't just what you sell and who you sell it to and how you solve people's problems, that your niche, your influential pathway to becoming the specialist is it's not just what you do and who you do it for and how you do it. It's also who you are. It's your connection to that audience, which now that I've pointed to these movie posters, before these things were on the wall over here, I had someone lean in for a call one time. This is back before some of you met Kobe, Scotty. We have an amazing team on the AttractPreSoldClients side of the world. Those of you, if you get onto our community over at AttractPreSoldClients.com, I am doing this interview that you do not want to miss next week, Wednesday, inside of our free community. One of the biggest faults of a lot of companies, one of the biggest errors of a lot of companies is they focus entirely on the front end acquisition, and success can kill a business. And the story is that there's someone who I had met a number of years ago, and it was that, hey, if I ever hire someone for that role, I need it to be someone like her. And then I created the job and then posted it, got a whole bunch of applications. But of course, the first one was Nicole. I'm like, had to call her right away. It's like, what do I not know? And she's been with our company now for a year. And we're going to be talking about how as much as you scale up the marketing, the sales, the client acquisition, you've got to scale up that customer service. Go look at the TV show Shark Tank. So often when a company's on there asking for money, it's so they can expand. It's so that they can fulfill their fulfill the inventory and actually deliver upon the orders. So I'm not going to take the one off the wall over there, but there we go with all sorts of ugly lighting. I'm going to keep moving until I at least get a screenshot I can grab for later. Let's go with that one. That one works. So there we go. A bit of a reveal. I get the double photo at the end of the month at the Funnel Hacking Live conference, which, hey, let's give a plug for that. I believe it's funnelhackinglive.com. There's still tickets available. I used to go to some other marketing events, and I went to that one originally just because it's 3 miles down the road here in Orlando. They've done it here for the last 3 years, which I hope they do not move it. Russell, are you watching? Do not move that event, please. And as much as I went into it originally, almost on the way out of using their software, because it's like, oh, cool, it satisfied the point that I needed. I had never been to a 4-day marketing event that had that much actionable content, even for people who are not necessarily using their platform. When there's other events, which I'll be polite and not name them, that I used to go to, and they kind of pivoted their audience more to like agencies, which I'm not. You know, we're a done with you consulting journey on this one. And hey, I don't have a button for this, but check out the Work Smart Hypnosis website. And yeah, there is a Virginia Hypnosis website, but that one's soon going to be retired away because I'm not there anymore. I can see some other comments still flowing in. Oh, but don't you hate it when you're holding up your big damn awards and your hands are full and you can't hit the buttons on your Stream Deck to change the live view? Thank you to those that have joined on for me live for this reveal. We now get to play the game of moving stuff around on the wall behind me. I'm happy that this camera worked. I'm happy that you all joined me, and also happy to share specifically with the AttractPreSoldClients company. This is something that was about 12 years in the making, and I saw the pathway to really grow it was something that I could not do by myself. So now we have a full coaching team. We have a full staff of people, and to be the employer, we've paid out more this morning than ever before in terms of the staff's monthly payrolls that go out there, and to step into that role of job creator. And many of you have connected with the people that we're about to add a Meet the Team page, but all those that are in the US and Canada, the 6 of them that are domestic, I'm flying them all in from as far as up in Calgary and Alberta in Canada to Seattle. We've got Utah. We've got one in Detroit, but she's coming in from San Francisco. We have this guy in Claremont, Florida. I don't know about him. And then good friend who I've known for about a decade, who's now on our coaching team as well. So bringing the team together for the event, just because let's enhance our own education, but also bringing everybody on because, hey, it's Florida, so we're going to Disney World. Thanks, everybody, for joining. Here comes the awkward transition because I need to find the button to cancel out the live stream. Yay, technology. And we'll see you all soon. You can hop onto our newsletter list at AttractPreSoldClients.com. You can hang out with me over here to the side. This camera usually doesn't work, and I'm very happy that that happened. And change your words, change your business, change your life. Thanks for joining me.